Does your faith ever get shaken, especially during these very volatile periods where Bitcoin has had a steep sell-off?
No, in my entire career, I've never seen anything as compelling and unstoppable as Bitcoin. I'm extraordinarily enthusiastic. There are 8 billion people on the planet that need digital property, and Bitcoin is the dominant digital property network. So if you zoom out and you ask the question, how are you going to provide economic prosperity to billions of people at the speed of light over a computer network? There's no better idea than Bitcoin.
Massive news today is Microstrategy has announced another $700 million Bitcoin purchase is incoming. Get ready for new all-time highs, and I know you all know Roaring Kitty is revived and back, and GameStop is raging. Now, Bitcoin legend Max Keiser, well, he's proposed a new move for the stock market renegades, and that move could send the GameStop stock price to $1,000. Check this out. GameStop buying $4 billion of Bitcoin with its cash reserves could push the stock to $1,000. Holy shit, that's 34x higher than the current price at 29 bucks.
Party, that party. Yeah, come and have a good time with G.O.D.
All your models will be destroyed. Your political models, everything we learned over 10,000 years. When you're looking backwards, all these people, they want to look at a time series of historic stuff. All I see is a bunch of statisticians analyzing people with chariots and bows and arrows and camels and elephants fighting in wars 3,000 years ago, and we show up with explosives and aircraft, and they're trying to back test their models and figure out how explosives and aircraft impact the way they organize their elephants. It's like all the models, they don't really make any sense anymore. If you understand Bitcoin, you realize you got to throw them all away. When Godzilla walks onto the playground, all your models are worthless. They're all going to be destroyed.
Welcome back to the most bullish Bitcoin-only show on the planet. I'm your chief propagandist, Rustin. Let's dive in. Now, Microstrategy, led by CEO Michael Saylor, has increased the size of its planned stock sale to raise additional funds to do what else? Purchase Bitcoin. They are now seeking to raise $700 million, up from the previously announced $500 million. And as usual, Saylor is doubling down, buying the dip like a true pleb. And as we have covered recently, more companies are following suit. But honestly, what company would be better to implement the Microstrategy Bitcoin playbook than GameStop and, well, Roaring Kitty? Check this out. Keiser proposed that if GameStop were to implement a Saylor Bitcoin treasury strategy, the company's stock could potentially reach $1,000. He further suggested that GME could become the pleb version of MicroStrategy. Now, Keiser also argued that the higher the stock goes, the more secondaries of stock could be issued, leading to more capital to buy more Bitcoin. Keiser also stated, quote, Bitcoin is mathematically guaranteed to outperform everything. Everything is mathematically guaranteed to go to zero against Bitcoin.
It's all going to zero against Bitcoin.
And Scott Melker responded as such. This would objectively be a brilliant move for GameStop, obviously. Now, furthermore, during the week, the Bitcoin therapist stated that GameStop would start the biggest adoption story of the year by raising more than $5 billion by issuing shares and converting this capital into Bitcoin at $70K. Now, just think of this. Roaring Kitty may soon have a controlling interest in GameStop. He could fire the board of directors and start a Bitcoin treasury strategy. And as Max Keiser points out, this is exactly what an activist investor like a Bill Ackman or Carl Icahn would do. Absolutely massive. Now let's get back to GigaChad. Now Saylor just spoke at Bitcoin Prague and issued a massively bullish projection. And he's not alone. Of course, Samson is throwing down, but Bernstein has entered the fray, also projecting seven-figure Bitcoin. Now before we dive in, let's take a quick minute to recognize our sponsors, the Bitcoin Way, your #1 stop to learn how to Bitcoin. Now Simply Bitcoin Originals are powered by the Bitcoin Way. They are your IT team in the Bitcoin world. Understanding the why of Bitcoin sometimes isn't challenging, especially in clown world, but the how can be. And at the Bitcoin Way, they are here to help bridge that gap from setting up your first wallet and node all the way up to inheritance planning, accepting Bitcoin payments for your business, and all aspects of Bitcoin security and privacy. They even work with their clients on configuring routers, devices, and networks. Also, growing interest in UTXO management. The Bitcoin Way has got you covered. Hey, looking to get started? You can book a free 30-minute consultation using that link below. Now, Saylor, in his speech, reflected on his journey with Bitcoin, admitting that he initially dismissed Bitcoin when it was at $892. Now, this skepticism led him to buy Bitcoin later and at much higher prices, around $9,500. And one of the standout quotes from Saylor's speech was, "Everyone gets Bitcoin at the price they deserve."
Everybody gets Bitcoin at the price they deserve. In December of 2013, I looked at it and I tweeted, you know, Bitcoin's days are numbered. It'll probably go the way of online gambling. Big mistake. Bitcoin was $892. I got the price I deserved. And when it gets to $950,000, there'll be some whiny person, talking head on television, saying it looks overbought right now. It looks a little bit heated. We think it's going to trade down to 700,000, and they'll miss it. It'll go to 8 million, and they'll buy it at 8 million. And they will get Bitcoin at the price they deserve.
Saylor made a bold prediction. When Bitcoin reaches 950K, many will still wait for it to drop to 700,000 before buying in. It's a tale as old as time. However, he implied that such hesitation could result in missing out yet again, as Bitcoin might then skyrocket to $8 million. GigaChat is super bullish, but so is Bernstein. Just in, $779 billion. Bernstein says Bitcoin likely to hit $1 million and predicts $200,000 Bitcoin by 2025. And Samson Mao tweeted that the chances of Bitcoin printing a giant Omega candle on the charts have drastically increased. According to his ex-post, Mao believes that the Bitcoin coil is being super compressed. Therefore, the longer a Godzilla candle is missing, the more likely we are to get the prophetic Omega. Faces are going to be melted. If you're not bullish right now, I think it's time to consider checking into your local loony bin. America could just be months away from going all in on Bitcoin, and Saudi Arabia has dumped the petrodollar. It's time to wake up and smell the Satoshis, my friends. Valhalla awaits, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share the Sound Money Gospel. We're coming at you 3 times a week, so stay tuned, set those notifications, and don't miss the #1 live Bitcoin-only news show on YouTube, SBL, coming at you Monday through Friday at 12:15 Eastern Standard Time. Hey, I'll catch you all next time. Peace!
If you prefer to go down with the ship, fuck you.